Let's see if this starts properly. Okay. We running? Okay, I see the stream is starting. Why am I not getting video? There we go. We've got video. And we are live. Wonderful. Let's see if anyone joins. I know I am starting a little bit late in the night for Americans, and all the South Africans are on their way to work, so we very well may have a stream of no people, but either way I'm going to try to get some animation done. Post Fallout Equestria content, you banana. I would love to, but also I would very much not love to. We are we are actually done with Fallout Equestria content for the current for the foreseeable future. We might return to it at another point, but I mean, I'm talking a few years from now. We might return to it with hindsight and retrospective in mind. But for now, we are trying to move on to original content. I've got one more project which will still be MLP based, which I can't talk about until it's ready yet, since it is using another fan property, and I want to make sure it's ready to reveal with all the excitement that entails. But beyond that, we're all working on completely original stuff now. Original content like Mindcake asks. So, in Skybolt's case, that would be the Ulysses Chronicle, his most recent audio drama series. In my case, it would be Untypical and Aria Moon. Untypical, it's been a long time since we've released an episode, but that's just because the episodes are massive in scale. By the end of Terminal Secrets' production, we were taking about a year and a half per episode to finish, because they were really, really in-depth productions, and they had massive casts and complex plot lines and intense audio editing, so those took about a year and a half to make. Untypical is that, but even bigger, hence the very long production cycle in between these 2 to 3 hour episodes. Aria Moon, on the other hand, is 15 to 20 minute episodes. They come out once a week, or at least while a season is running, and the first season is over as of recently. So if you want something noirish, that's a place to go. If you want something a little bit more sci-fi with some kind of... hang on one second, my dog is scratching at the door. My bad. Sorry, if you want something kind of like, what was it? It was Atlantis, I think, that Skybolt had based it off of. So, those are some... It's not necessarily that the unstoppable march of time and its drastic changes have been a disaster for pony content mine. It's more that, after a while, we just want to be able to tell original stories. There's not necessarily like an infinite amount of things we can do with pony content, and after a while you just get tired of telling a story in the exact same setting, which, it happens with completely original content too. I'm sure 5 years from now I'll be sick of the stories and the worlds that I'm telling, and I'll want to move on, which is why I'm trying to keep their runtimes, like their overall plot progressions, relatively short. Because you got to remember, at this point, Sky and I have been working on pony content for... oh god, it must be 8 years by now? Hamilton, you just asked to come inside. You ridiculous dog.
I'm just realizing that I am extremely older than I feel.
Righty. So, today's stream... oof, that is leaning way too far back. You'll have to excuse me. Every now and then I will stop talking and focus just on animation. So, I am busy working today on a fight scene, specifically the camera layout of the fight scene. So I'm not a character animator. My specialization is layout animation, which is you do the early blocking out of a scene, the base animation, and the primarily the camera animation, which then gets used to very quickly assemble an early cut of a project for a director, so that they can then get a really quick and early look at the production, see if the angles are working, see if the pacing is right, and then they can make changes from there. After that, it gets sent to all the other departments, and then comes back to layout, who do the final camera animation, and then gets exported all nicely. So don't expect 5-star, absolutely gorgeous, refined character animation here. These are all intended to be rough outlines by nature. Okay, now actually I want her looking a little bit over there. So what I'm working on at the moment is a fight scene. Oof, I really don't like her stance. I think she needs to lean a little bit more forward, even if I'm not. Okay, there we go. That's a bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That should do me for now. What I'm working on at the moment specifically is a fight scene between this. It's going to be a short fight scene between this elf lady and Samus Aran over here, because these were the two nicest models that I had access to, and also I'm very excited for a new Metroid game, so I am absolutely going to be animating Samus a bunch. Okay, let's see how this motion comes in. So you'll notice it looks a little bit janky at the moment. That's because I'm specifically animating for exact camera angles. Normally, so if you go and you look at an animation, you'll usually find that it looks really garbage from all but one angle. You'll even see this in these you'll see Disney will post fun behind the scenes where you'll see characters moving around but their legs aren't moving at all, because they're not in shots. The animators aren't going to waste time doing that, and that's basically what I'm doing here. Is I'm just trying to make the animation that's on camera look good, and all the other animation can go to hell as far as I care. Okay, so there's the one angle. So it's at. Okay, let's see if we delete. Let's just delete that keyframe and have them flow directly into each other. And I'll just extend the shot a little bit more. Yeah. Than I would have liked. Nah, I think that's gonna look like shit, but we'll see. Camera moves there. Yeah, that's atrocious. Okay. So let's rather do something really, really silly. And over the top. I like over the top. So we have the camera kind of whip around the sword. I just want to get the actual the momentum and the motion of the weapon. Oh god. Yeah, that's whipping around is just not. Camera doesn't quite know what to do with itself. Okay, so what I can do instead is just exacerbate elements of the shot that are familiar to try and make it work. So that it's going to be a very jerky, jumpy thing, but as long as we keep a good way to make sure that you're never quite losing the audience's focus with a complicated camera shot is to have faces and eyes be present. The human brain is designed at all times to seek out faces, and that usually helps you keep the audience's attention during any sort of chaotic moment. So if I now have this here, that shot is still very, very it's very chaotic, but because you're focusing on the face of the thing, you can, and the camera whips with the motion of the item, you can kind of keep track with what's happening. I do need to clean this up a little bit though, because it is moving around more than I would like. Okay. Yeah, Okay. So we move from there to there. That's natural. That's fine. So let's try and extend the points between each of these shots just a little bit. Ooh, actually, yeah, let's see. So if I can extend that over there, I kind of want to maintain on her face there for a little bit. That might be quite fun. Yes, I kind of like that. But I need to exaggerate it even more. An idea that's not exaggerated enough in animation generally tends to end up with something just looking a little bit janky. Once you force the camera into these positions, then it's safe to just start extending the length between the shots. So now we've got, there we go. That looks much better. Okay, but I do actually want to, again, let's extend that a little bit more. Okay, we could afford another. Okay, so actually let's close the gap here. And let's have that come in a little bit faster. There we go. Okay, that's fine there. Again, this is not the most exciting thing in the world to see. A lot of animation is just that sort of like individual frame by frame tweaking until you start to find something that you like. Okay, let's go back out here. It's funny because you can get something that looks like fun and dynamic, but from one angle, but then you look over here and it's like that's the whole shot. It looks really, really dumb. Like that there is not dynamic or interesting or exciting at all. But then once you get it through the actual camera, it's a way more interesting visual. Okay, so now I want to try and get this sword to swing all the way through. So that's going to be in 2 key poses. So let's go up to 590. We want to get our swinging pose. Let's have her. She's going to be leaning forward. Yoop. Yoop. Alrighty. Okay. Yes, of course.
Like, what are some of the fast food franchises that exist in South Africa but don't exist other places?
Alright. Let's see. Do you guys have Chicken Licken?
That does not sound familiar.
Alright, cool. So we've got Chicken Licken. I'm sure by now y'all have Nando's.
What's a Nando's?
Okay, never mind. I know that's a South African restaurant, but I know that some countries do now have Nando's. It's like Portuguese chicken, basically. Oh god, it's so good. Let's see. Do you have Wimpy?
I want to say we do, but oh no, I'm thinking Wendy's. Okay, we don't have Wendy's.
We don't have Wendy's. What else? See now you have Steers.
Steers sounds familiar. Hold on, let me Google that.
Oof, wow, this hand does not like that amount of... Okay, let's try a bit with the arm. How much further can I get the hand before it starts to deform? Alright. I really don't know what the hell happened to my nerve circle over here. For some reason it seems to have just left the sword.
Okay. Hold on. Gonna look at. Okay, no, different Steers. There's a Steers building in Seattle. It's a different Steers.
Okay. So, yeah, it seems like we've got a couple that y'all don't have.
Yeah, like, although, in my opinion, the best restaurants are the ones that are, the best fast food are the ones that only exist in one place and nowhere else. Like a single location. There's this one place that it's like on the way to Wallace Falls, which is a hiking trail in Washington State. There's this like shack, and they make their own milkshakes. They make all the ingredients like from scratch, so to speak, too. They harvest to it's like everything is just, and it just works perfectly. Are you more of a milkshake or an icy guy?
The fuck is an icy?
Oh, it's like, you know what a Slurpee is?
Yeah.
Okay, an icy is basically a Slurpee.
Okay, I understand. appear to have lost my bloody control. Ah, there it is. Right, forgot it's moved away from the sword for some bloody reason. Alright. Let's get you up there. Okay, now we need to extend this arm forward. Let's try not to break her hand geometry too much. Yep. Alright. Let's get it around there. I could probably... Yeah, fuck it, let's just make her fingers actually grip the thing all the way. I don't really need to. You're not gonna see the fingers that well, and it's not the point of the animation, but I'll just feel weird if she's holding on to the sword and you can't actually see the fingers gripping the thing. I'll know. The audience won't know. I'll know. Okay, now I want to keep her head continuing to look that way, in the direction that she's going to be swinging. Where the fuck did I leave her eye control? Oh, there we go. There they are. And we're going to have them all the way over there, because that's where she's going to be looking. And let's have her hair just whip around. Just gives it a little bit more momentum. I love animating things when they have hair on them, because you can just get so much more motion. Okay, she's nice and extended out. Okay, let's drop keyframes and see how this moves. I'll probably have to start tweaking things again in a second, just to see how it's all going. Okay. Oof, okay, we need to speed that up. That is... like, the actual motion into it's not bad, but this is just very, very slow. Let's try. There. Okay, so the actual problem is I haven't added... I need to add a better anticipation to her. Yeah, what's happening now is she, like, I'm actually fine with how she comes into it. Okay, that's the other thing. I probably could have avoided some of these issues by, you know, parenting the sword to her hand, but I'm gonna have it moving around a lot, and I don't really feel like dealing with parenting and unparenting the bloody sword. Let's move it out a little bit more there and just bring it down. It's kind of like it's slipping out of her grip, but what it's actually there for is just making the swing have more of an arc. Now, this isn't the actual... okay. You know what? Before I deal with trying to add the anticipation, I'm gonna move the... I'm gonna do the second part of the animation as well, where she comes in, where she finishes the swing. Otherwise, I'm just gonna end up with... it's gonna be hard to judge fully where it's going. Then I'll come back and edit this later. Okay, so Let's jump a few frames forward and have her finishing her swing. Okay. Okay, so the first things that need to move are going to need to be her upper... Just save before I end up losing a bunch of progress. Wouldn't that be awkward? This is where she's going to be turning all the way around. Now she's going to slow-mo and hold this pose for a while, so I need to make sure that the pose on this is actually, you know, good. And unlike with the other camera angle, this is going to be a wide shot, so I can't even cheat it. With a camera, this has to be good from a very noticeable angle. So let's slide you out over there. Oof, there's a lot of cleanup. Give me a lot of cleanup to make this one look good. I'm spending a lot of time at the moment kind of standing up and trying to make the pose that I actually want it with my actual body. Which gets very, very awkward. It's funny, if you go into an animation studio, when people are doing character animation, you'll see that quite a lot. You'll see people standing up and kind of like trying to mimic the poses they're trying to get their characters into. There's a lip sync gets really, really entertaining as well to watch people do. Well, watch people do when you're like in the room with them, because every now and then someone will turn around and say apple, and then you'll okay, say it again. Okay, say apple again. Now say it slowly. Now say app, and you're just kind of staring at their lips, trying to watch how they form the word with their mouth. It gets very funny. Like if you've got no context for what's happening, even if you've got a little bit of context, it can be kind of entertaining. All right. Really not liking how this pose is going. Okay, so her weight needs to be... Okay, so that's where I've gone wrong. Her whole weight needs to be over that foot. And her body doesn't need to be as turned around as I thought. She can lean a little bit more, come a little bit more forward, and straighten up her back. Turn her head over here. Bring the hair around a lot more. Like it's really... Oops, no, that's the head control. Really exaggerate. This lets us know which direction she came from. Ah, hello, two-tailed derpy. Thank you for joining the call. Alrighty. Okay, let's get this sword back in her hands. Again, I probably should have parented. The sword just made my life a teeny bit easier, but I will deal with the consequences of that mistake later. I could parent it now, but that'll make some problems for earlier in the thing, and honestly a little bit later when she's throwing it around. Okay, now I need to lower. I just put the sword in and I realized that I need to lower her arms so that she is swinging the sword a little bit more. Across. Alrighty, let's grab that and alright, let's I really need to get like a good crook going in her arm. Let's just get rid of the nerve code so I can see this from. Yeah, still feels a little bit off to me, to be honest. I can stand to just move her a little bit more, move her like her hips and her upper body just a bit more forward. I think. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just move that a bit more forward. Let's move the foot a bit back. Let's make it a teeny bit less planted. Let's see how that. Yeah, that's already a lot better. Okay, we'll set the keyframes and see how that looks in motion. Oof, fuck me, that's bad. I need to make that much faster. That's atrocious. Okay, let's get to it. And yeah, I definitely need more anticipation before the actual swing starts. Honestly, this earlier pose that I made is okay, that's just too fast. Now I'm definitely gonna have to go back and I think I'll go add that pose back in a second, but it's always fun to see what it's like without it. No, that's bad. No, it's not amazing. I heard a bit. Oh my god, it's
Ah, yay. So does Yep. Good. Someone can help keep my spirits up at this point where I realized I made a mistake.
I know, right? Yeah, well, you know, it's been one of those weeks. For the there's no one watching this, so it's fair. So I've got no like embarrassment in saying, oh, I have been super duper duper unemployed. I very very much lost my job on Tuesday. So I have actually been working on my showreel stuff, and I took a break from working on boring showreel stuff to work on a slightly more exciting fight scene. Oh, yeah. Funnily enough, that was more or less what my boss said. You know, he finished. He finishes the meeting where he's letting us go. Like, yeah, I'm sorry this has all ended up. Do you guys have any questions? Any final words? Do you want to burn the building down? We all very politely insisted that none of us wanted to burn the building down. Yeah. I'm still trying to stay on good terms with them. So you absolute pyromaniac. Okay. And then we bring the sword. Then we bring the camera all the way out here. How did I want to get this angle again? Because it's and yeah, the camera. Both the camera animation here and the character animation here feels way too weak to make this attack pop off as well as I'd like it to. I feel like the camera needs to end up somewhere else. We'll try an above angle. Oh, aren't you on aren't you in the on the video stream? Yeah, you can see exactly what I'm doing there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let me jump to camera 8 real quick and give it a little bit more animation there. Mm. Yeah.
make a more dynamic swing.
Yeah, I actually agree with you there. Okay, so that's okay, where is her? Okay, her body starts in the swing there, so let's now pull the camera. Pull the camera back there. Okay, I still need these keyframes. I don't know how they ended up there. I'm sure if I rewatch the stream, I'll find out. Okay, let's bring the... Also, I think I'm using the wrong. I think I'm using the wrong lens for this.
Yeah, so you know how the sword goes from just in front of her?
Yeah.
And then she pulls the sword back to set for that swing.
Yeah.
But the face of the sword stays steady. So the same face of the sword is facing towards the camera just until she swings.
Yeah.
If you have it follow from the handle or from the hilt up to the tip of the sword as she pulls it back, you could add like you could add something into that.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Let me just see how this moves, and I'll take a look at that. Ooh, fuck me, that was way too chaotic.
Yeah. So maybe slow the animation down a little bit. Put more emphasis on the pulling back.
Yeah, I agree. This definitely needs more anticipation.
So have the camera follow the sword up to the tip when it's set, and then you can pull back to show the actual oncoming just before the swing starts.
Okay, so let's copy that keyframe, stick it over here. Ugh, wow, it really hates keyframe copying. I know, animation, I know. Love it when Maya throws a tantrum. Alright, let's... Yes, her stance is definitely...
So, a swing like this, where it's coming from pulled back to forward, she's moving her hips and right leg forward and leading with those. She should be leading with her left leg, twist, and then follow that twist up through her body.
Yeah. No, you are definitely right there.
You're going for kind of a over-the-top baseball swing, essentially.
Yeah. So the finished shot is supposed to, like, she swings the sword around, and Samus over here, because I'm very excited for Metroid Dread, kind of like knee slides under the sword, like once it hits the final part of its swing. So that's the shot I need to get, but I need to get the power of... Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what you can do. So, Samus is coming from behind her and she's spinning around to do that swing.
Well, she's not... Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do, this is for the camera. You can have the camera follow the reflection, because that's what we're seeing in the sword, right?
Yeah.
When she's looking into it. So you can have the anticipation for Samus coming in by having her run forward in the reflection, and us able to watch that as the camera
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he loved those.
So you can do something like that to just before the swing starts, and have that immediately follow with the swing, and Samus doing that cool slide under it.
Mm. All right, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So with a swing like this, actually, one second. Um, okay, I know that motion now following that. The next song, she's going from a fairly standard straight stand to racing with one finger left foot behind her, and her right in front of her. So pivot on the, so she would pivot on the balls of her feet, on the balls of her left foot, and then follow through that motion with the rest of her body. Uh, if you want an example, I can do a quick video.
No, 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 no. It's all right. I think I get what you mean.
But you know the phrase "put your back into it."
Oh, whoops. Yes.
But that's what she's doing here, basically. That's how you make it feel like it's got some big power to it. Let's see. Brain stuff.
I really fucked up by not. The more and more I think of it, the more and more I realize I fucked up by not parenting the sword to her hand. Wanted to save myself trouble down the line, but it is fighting me at every step now. Yum.
So instead of pivoting forward with her right foot,
Mm.
on the pose she's in now, instead of pivoting forward with her right foot and then sweeping around in this big swing,
Yeah.
you can have her pull her left. For the pose she starts in,
Yeah.
you can have her pull her left foot back, like she's taking a half step back.
Yeah.
Spin her around normal.
Oh shit! I see it. I super see that.
Ending up like half leaned forward
Mm.
on her left leg. Or yeah, ending up half leaned forward on her left leg.
Mm.
Right hand like just in front of her chest, and her left arm holding the sword, like wide outstretched behind her.
Oh yeah, I definitely see that. Let me just. I'm gonna clear out. Some.
A bit on that big wide shot. If you put her on that big wide shot, if you put her near the right of the frame, and have not like on the right side, but like middle right on that. I can't remember the name of the line, but you know what I'm talking about. If you put her on the right side instead of the left,
Mm.
you can exaggerate Samus's slide under it,
Mm.
and have Samus like slide under it and come up with like this hero pose of half crouched down, gun up.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think you're right there. I think before I start that, I think I might have to do some cleanup of my own mistakes real quick, and I'm just gonna delete all the sword's keyframes and parent it to her hand.
So let me just go back and clean all that nonsense up real quick. Yes, I know the memory is... Pardon?
And yes, everyone, if you've seen enough of Monty's stuff, you can see where I get most of my information about animation. Spoilers, a lot of it's from Monty.
Why is this not deleted? Delete. There we go. Okay, so now if I parent you to you. Okay, there we go. That works. Now I'll just make sure that's in the hand properly. Might have to retweak some of these just to make it all flow, because now everything's going to have moved a little bit. It's going to be a problem when she starts throwing her sword around, but I will deal with that later. Yay. Isn't there? Is there? There's nothing. There's clearly nothing as engaging content as fingers, as trying to animate fingers wrapping around a sword. Clearly, that is the peak of exciting content.
And the worst thing is that she's going to be gripping it further back in the hand.
Why? Oh shit! Oh my god! Yes, I have put the sword in the wrong place, in her hand. Hands are dumb. Oh, I'm gonna have to tweak so many of these, so many parts of the animation where her other hand is interacting with the sword, because the sword is completely moved.
But that's the nitty-gritty detail work of animating.
Right. I mean, it's funny, I technically don't need to be as detail-oriented since this is a layout animation, not a finalized character animation, but I also just really want it to be nice.
And you're doing this for fun, basically.
Yeah, essentially, it's a lot more fun than the actual showreel animation I've been doing lately, which has some impressive and interesting work in it, but is, very boring. It's all...
And it's just, if you make this come out looking good, then it'll look really good, and you can use it for other stuff too.
Exactly. Okay, I'm happy with how the hand is. Now oh god, now I need to set all of her hand keyframes and delete all the other hand keyframes.
Sorry, this is why I'm not an animator. I would actually go insane.
Yeah, I mean, this is essentially my day to day. Usually with like even more boring assignments, but like all this kind of tweaking and stuff.
Yeah, having watched stuff like this before kind of answers the question of why animation shortcuts exist. Because otherwise the animators go insane.
Oh god, yes. It takes everything I have in it takes everything I have to not completely lose my mind at all times.
You can lose what you never had.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so the fingers have uncurled from the hand for absolutely no reason. The keyframes did not work. And I would love to be able to tell you why. I really, genuinely, truly would. But life just doesn't seem to like me at the moment. So let's try another thing where I just delete a whole bunch of keyframes. See if that was the problem. It's amazing how often a problem can be solved by just deleting all your other work.
As a fun fact, I can absolutely say that is 100% the thing.
Never have pride in your work, children. Delete everything. Why is that finger still... Oh my god, right, I put individual keyframes on every single part. Oh, fuck. Alright, fine.
Have pride in finished product.
Yeah, there we go. That's how you do it.
Pride in finished work.
That's how...
If it ain't done yet, be ready to burn it to the ground.
If it's not done yet, it's trash.
If it's not done yet, be ready to burn it to the ground if you have to. Because if you're not willing to, then that's how you make a garbage final product.
That is actually very, very true. I was talking about it before we got into the stream with someone else about my eventual garbage day video, where I'm gonna sit down. At some point I'm gonna make like, a 3-hour video where I talk about all of the projects that I never finished or that I abandoned for one reason or another. Everything from a comic book to a video game to several books to animated series to stuff I did for Stable-Tech, blah 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 blah. And many of those were scenarios where they were going to be inferior products, and I either changed them so significantly that they became almost completely different projects, or I just stopped them because I knew they weren't going to be good.
So, you probably haven't seen talk about a lot of my canceled projects, because I don't bring them up very often. There's a lot of them. But,
Oh my god, what the f... It's okay, it's from an angle no one will see it from. The sword clips through her entire hand. Hey, if I cut off her hand, she doesn't. That's the thing I don't need to animate. Sorry, you were saying.
Parenting her sword to the right hand is going to complicate the swing somewhat.
Oh, really?
What you have her doing has the sword transition from being held in her right hand to both hands to her left hand.
Oh, fuck. I could...
So you might need to disconnect that once you get to that point.
I'm so bad at parent switching. I'm always... shit. I know this rig and the sword have parent switching built into them, but I do not actually know how to do that. Funnily enough, very funny story about Vermont shape limitations.
Always a chance to learn it.
Yeah, I should probably figure it out. Once we get there, I'll Google it.
Yeah, this is what Google's
Oh man, I need to tweak a lot of these now. All of the, you can see like all of the hand positioning from that clip that I'd sent you last night is completely incorrect. You know, she was so nicely, so gently holding her sword. Now it's like, I'm cutting my own fucking arm off.
And if you really want to get that, if you really want to get fiddly with it, you can have her right hand, because she's holding it in one hand. You can have her right hand move slower than her left when moving it.
Mm.
Seems to carry
More weight, yeah.
weight in animation is always a pain in the ass to get right done.
Oh, 100%. Okay, so it's
But when you do it right, you get shit like Monty doing early Ruby.
oh god, yeah. There's some really good animation in those. Okay, so it's the 1x200. That's the first one I'm keeping. Unpopular opinion. Personally, I prefer all of his red versus blue animations to his ruby animations, but that's because I'm a shill for a really good fist fight.
Oh, same. Basically anything with Kev doing stuff is just, he puts so much into that.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So like my personal preference is always those fights, because it's why Yang's fights in Ruby were easily my favorite. Because then because she always fights hand and foot.
And she's very casual, luckily until the shotgun gauntlet recoil flying.
Exactly, that shit was awesome.
Like, but seriously, just, there is so much good stuff to learn from Monty's red versus blue stuff.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we've gone through Monty's red versus blue stuff before, like on this channel, breaking it down frame by frame to explain why it works as well as it does.
Yeah, we spent like 3 hours on 5 minutes of action, I think.
Oh yeah, we absolutely did. Okay, I really need to clean up this hand. Now the left hand, which was cleaning the sword in a way that made sense with how it moved before, is now kind of just going wiggle, 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 woo. Like,
A little note, if you want to make it look like it has extra weight to it, picks the sword up, you can have the sword overshoot where she wants to hold it, and just a little bit, and then pull back into position.
yeah, it's gonna have to like overshoot just a little bit. I also gonna need to have her leading the motion with her shoulder. Whereas here, she kind of just like lifts it up. Yeah, she's like picks it up, as opposed to like actually having it.
Look like it takes effort.
Okay, I actually do need to fix this hand. It's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, I need to just delete everything before the 250 frame mark and just start again. See, this is why I was so this was why earlier I was like, but I don't want to delete the I don't want to parent the sword. I've got to go and undo all this other work.
But hey, it'll be faster this time.
No, it'll be a lot faster this time. You don't have to worry about the sword. Everything will also just move better. The sword was detaching from her hands so often. It was just, I was silly to not try and parent to not parent the sword immediately. I thought I was being smart, but actually just did a dumb. Okay, let's. Yeah, exactly. Absolute pain in my ass. And animation is already so much of having pains in your ass. So. Okay, so we just need to get this polishing done a little bit better. I could also be an absolute maniac and switch the hand controls to IK. I'm using FK at the moment, but no, I still think FK is the way to go. For the two people in the audience, IK is controlled. Is hand controls that are controlled by the wrists, so you don't have shoulder and elbow controls. You just have on the wrist. So you move and as you move the hand, it then moves the rest of the body. It then moves the rest of the hands. Like if you pull the wrist closer to the shoulder, the rig will automatically bend the shoulder down. What I'm doing right now is FK, where you've got individual controls on the elbows, but they're all controlled via rotation, whereas IK is all controlled via axis movement. So you can switch through them as you go, but it's a pain in the ass to make sure the animation actually stays consistent when you do switching. Again, it is possible to do, but I actually need to sit my ass down and remember how to do it. Okay, hand is in position. Okay, let's get back to making her polish her sword. Fair enough. Oh, I left the door open for innuendo. Okay, let's have that just sort of sweep out to the side. Shoulder comes out. So does the arm. Let's get that a little bit more. And we'll set the keyframes and see how it looks in motion. Oh, way too much of animation is guesswork. Mm. Yeah, I think that needs to be way more in the elbow. Also, just need to make the rest of her body just move a little bit. I could also, occasionally remember that I'm doing layout, not character. Bad Vermont. This is true. There we go. That's a bit better. Let me go take a peek at how this looks from the... So, I need to make sure this looks good from... Because visualized animation only needs to look good from one angle at a time, which is the camera. There we go. Okay, so now I should actually just be able to copy-paste these hand animations Where's my NURBS?
If you pull it back, if you have the animation finish, backward start. If you have it like pull back to the start position, you can do that. I don't know if that program has a way to copy and reverse.
So what I'm doing instead, so I'm just copying both of the keyframes I've used, so now it'll go back to its start position like that. Yeah. Then then I should copy the next one in.
If you want to make it look like there's more motion to it, you can put a slight twist in her upper torso as she does the back and forth. Or you can add a bit of a sway to her, left and right, following the left hand.
Needs to be very, very slight, because so here we run into the first of the problems that come from that come from parenting the sword, is when I move her torso. Yeah.
Actually, instead of turning her torso left and right, you can have her like sway a little from shoulder first, sway with the sword itself. Like, put your hands where hers are supposed to be.
Alright. Okay.
Press down a little bit, and move your left hand. You'll see that you lead with the left shoulder.
Yeah.
You lead a little bit with the left shoulder, and there's a bit of a motion from left to right in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Instead of a turn though, it's actually in the waist where the motion's taking place.
In the waist. Oh yeah, I see it.
Which means you don't have to reposition the sword as much, since it's just her upper body moving back and forth.
See the.
If you keep the right shoulder steady, and then it should right.
Anything other, if I move anything other than the left shoulder. So if I move any other part of her body other than the left shoulder, it's going to move the sword.
Yeah, which I guess is just something that we just have to compensate for.
There we go. I've broken her back.
There, it's a very heavy sword. You have to really put her back into it.
Well, let's go over to camera 1, disable the NURBS, and see how this looks from the camera view. Yeah, I'm actually happy with the motion from the camera view. Now I just need to get that hand in so that it can help her lift the sword with actual weight this time. Okay, let's see how that goes. I want my NURBS back. There we go.
So something that you can take advantage of. Swords actually aren't that sharp. You can have her put her left hand under the sword and lift it up with both of them.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, so over here at this much earlier point, I need to have her left hand lower a little bit more.
If you have it pulled, actually, you can have it pulled back a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so with her hand where it is in the polishing, if you have her
I completely agree with you. Now,
I don't really know much about animation, but I'm very familiar with swords. The way the body moves.
now I just need to so now we enter into dangerous territory, though, because as you've seen, when you start to turn the wrist and elbow, things start to get chopped.
Yeah, so from what it looks like with what you've got, you need to turn it at the forearm. Rather, you need to turn it at the forearm along with the wrist so that it moves more naturally.
Yeah, so that's what I've.
Because it seems like the forearm itself is stationary. So when you turn the wrist too far, the model breaks.
Yeah, that's basically what I've done. So, yeah, the twist needs to happen in like there needs to be minor twists all along the body. So in the shoulder, in the wrist, in the elbow, everything has to turn just a little bit. Otherwise, you end up overturning the shoulder. I mean the wrist, and things then start going badly. So let's set these keyframes and see how that works. I'm gonna have to try and preemptively have her shoulder. Okay, when is this arm pulling everything up? It comes up. It starts at 210, which is where. Everything's come over there, so at 210 these now need to be matching its timing.
What angle are you animating this from? What angle do you get in seeing it from?
Oh, you're seeing all of this from behind, from that far behind camera angle.
Okay, so one thing you can do is instead of leading with the left hand and pulling the sword up by the tip, you can pull it up by the hilt instead, and then angle it up once you've got it up a little bit, which will make it seem to have a little more weight.
So the issue. Actually, wait. No, that should actually be relatively possible. Oof! Oh god, that's.
You see how it's going from how the sword is tip up first and then moving it, and then it moves hilt up. If you reverse that, it'll make it seem like the sword's a fair bit heavier.
Oh yeah. See, I wanted to try and do a tip up. Well, actually, no. Tip up first wasn't even intentional. Because of it was just a result of the of switching to the sword being parented. Oh god, so much of this is breaking now.
We're having the lift start in the right shoulder and follow with the right arm. It will make it look like the sword's heavy because the weight will look like it's in the tip and the blade rather than the hilt. But then to make her look like she's suitably strong and counter, once you've got it up, you can then have her hold it. You can then have her lift the weight and get it tip up. Which basically goes back to the concept of overextension.
Yeah. I'm actually going to have to completely delete the hand movements in this section just to make it keeps animating into all the next movements, and it's okay. I need to find the next part to clean this up from and delete a bunch of animation.
Where does she start to turn? From there. Okay, so everything from 3... Okay, everything before 390 needs to be deleted on the arms, so that I can get that. Right. Well, everything from 390 to 240. Yeah, da. This is how I die. I am kidding, of course. I very much enjoy doing all of this. Animation cleanup is... That's like 90% of animation is cleanup. It's the thing they never... You are spending most of your time either cleaning up animation or problem-solving animation that you've done that you want to do, or that should work, but for some inexplicable reason just completely hasn't. What the hell is the hand doing there? There is no animation on her arm. Why is it moving?
That's another 5% of it. What the hell? I think that's in the shoulder.
Nope, I'm in the shoulder control. And it's moving... Okay, nope. But that's where it's moving from. But... So if you take a look and see it sort of like how it... all the weird directions that it's moving, it looks like it's doing multiple things, but there is only a single keyframe afterwards, so its movement should be incredibly linear. So I think what's happened here is that Maya is breaking, and it is trying to compensate for the animations that used to be there that aren't anymore. Yeah, but see, there's keyframes over here at if you look at frame 400, there's a keyframe over there. So what it should be doing is moving directly from this position to that position. It should just be a slow movement from there to there. What's happening is it's moving up, then moving to, then the arms like moving down, then the hands are twisting outward. There's no, okay, there is at least keyframe animation on those fingers that explains that, but none of this should be, none of the stuff on this left arm should be happening. Yeah, there's keyframes and animation on her back, but those shouldn't be affecting her arm at all. The arm itself should be completely static, or at the very least just slowly transitioning from one state to another state. Yeah, what I'm... Yeah, so it'll... So let's grab the these body parts. Grab... So I'm going to grab an earlier keyframe, this one at 210, and I'm going to move it over here to 380. Now, hypothetically, the arm should not move at all. So, this is amazing. Okay, so the positional data over here is identical to the positional data over there. It should not be moving at all. See, Maya is now having an actual heart attack. Okay. So, unfortunately, there is kind of only one way to solve this. Which is to delete everything. Up until the point where everything stopped working. And start again.
What if you try putting a keyframe between 200 and 250?
200 and 250.
Where you think the
can't even tell you where the motion is coming from. Well, it primarily seems to be. Pardon? Yeah, it's primarily coming from the shoulder blade. So let's move that up there. Nope. Let's grab that and let's just copy this shoulder movement into a. See, it's the same shoulder movement. The positional data is identical from all across all these keyframes, and it is going absolutely nuts. Maya has actually broken on me. And as a result, I am now making. We just grab her eyelids, and I am now making this face.
Not angry enough. Needs more anger.
This is Vermont right now.
I'm sorry, I don't know Maya, so I don't know how to troubleshoot this.
That's I know Maya, and I don't know how to troubleshoot this beyond beyond deleting everything up to the point where the problem started and starting again.
And there's no way to make it show where movements are coming from? Keyframes are activating?
No, because I should be like it. So I should be able to look at the keyframes, see that the keyframes are there, and then know the keyframe. So because you can see like the origin of the movement, where it's happening from. Like you can see it's happening from the shoulder. You can see it's happening from the shoulder blade, and you can see points where the elbow is twisting. But normally what I would then do is click on it, see a keyframe, look at its positional data, and see that the positional data is incorrect. So let me what am I looking for? So if I pull up this, here's my channel editor. So, and let's copy this keyframe over here. Let me just go grab. Oi. Let's copy that keyframe over here, paste it over there. Now these are exactly the same data. So if I click on 211 and we look at the layer editor, we can see rotate X is 4.29, rotate Y is minus 25.318, and rotate Z is minus 21.49. If I move over to 32, the positional data has not changed at all. It's identical. But if I then click to a space, a random keyframe in between them, to 20, you'll see that the positional data has now completely changed for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, it seems like it's trying to compensate for something that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, basically. So, another... Okay, so I've switched the hand to... Maybe if I just switch let's switch all the hand stuff to IK, but nope, all that old motion is still there.
So yes, unfortunately, I am going to have to sit down. I'm gonna have to go and troubleshoot all of this. Preferably off stream. Also because it is like, it is 9 o'clock and I need to at some point start the actual dumb animation that pays me. Well, I said that out of force of habit. But if I open up, okay, Maya, I need you to close now. I'll have to sit down and figure out how to troubleshoot that and or reanimate portions of it. This is what I get for not parenting things right in the beginning. Oh, it's all right. It was. I will sit down and try and research and try and figure out how to fix that, and then animate it with the stuff done properly. I suppose that will be the end of this stream then. On account of who the fuck is hooting outside my house? Alright, I'm gonna go see who's hooting outside my house and tell them to go away. You know, I wish it was an owl, but unfortunately it's just a very annoying car. I know. Goodbye, everyone.